account fees.
Yeah, I think mainly with this being a retirement show, obviously we're going to try to touch on as many different fees that are out there as possible, but we're really going to focus on the ones that we've seen clients have exposure to. So we're going to start with 401k fees. This is the most popular savings vehicle out there for retirees. So saving in your company plan, but what does that cost you?
Most people think it's free.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw that in. Most people think, oh, my company offers it, or it's sponsored by my company. It's got to be free. It's my money. Well, I think I'm just, going with the general population. I think most people think it's free.
There was actually, the Government Accountability Office did a study in 2021, and they said that 40% of plan participants don't understand their fees. And to your point, 41% of people didn't even think they were paying fees.
See, and I didn't even know that article.
So it is not relatively common knowledge that you are paying fees in the 401k. So what are you paying? Well, the Department of Labor, they talk about dividing the fees into three categories. So you've got investment fees, and we're going to dive into all of that in just a bit. Plan administration fees, and that includes everything that it takes to run the 401k. And then there are individual service fees. So if you're taking out a loan or doing a distribution, any of those little individual fees or services that are done on your specific account, you might incur a fee there. So I know some people, when they take a distribution from their 401k, they might be charged, $10 or $20 per transaction. That's a service fee. So those are the three types of fees that are typically associated with a 401k. And like I said, we'll dive into investment fees here in just a bit. So when you look at there was a study from Employee Fiduciary last year, and they said that the average all-in fee of 401ks was 1.18%.
Which, you hear that and you think, okay, well, 1.18%, that's not bad.
No, it's all relative to, 1.18% of what? How does that really work?
Is that for the overall plan or just for the parts that you're investing? And is that in addition to the other service fees that you mentioned? What is that? And
in the study, they actually found that almost 76% of plans actually paid hidden administrative fees. So not fees that you would see or that are clearly transparent. So I think, my hope is that there's going to be some change in the industry to help make this a lot more transparent of what are you paying, so that way you can make a well-informed decision
of where you want to keep your money. I want to know where my money's going.
Absolutely. Well, and that was just one study. There was also, there's the latest edition of the 401k averages book. So this comes out every year. That's a study into 401ks. They said that the average fee was 1.2%. So right in line with the other studies. So I think that, when we're looking at two different studies and, hundreds of different plans, it really is, you're able to get kind of that average of around 1.2 is what's expected. But then there was the one that I saw that really stood out. The Center for American Progress did a study. They said that the fee on average was 2.22%,
which is quite a bit higher than the other two.
It is
a whole percent higher than the other one that was done by the 401k averages book. That's a lot.
Well, I think the caveat there is that that was an older study, and the range was 0.2% all the way up to 5%. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Could you imagine a
5% fee?
If you don't know what your fee is, or if you think your fee is anywhere close to 5%, you got to call us or start doing some digging, really understand what you're paying, because 5% does seem like quite a bit. So,
which is actually a good point. You say that if you think you're paying close to that, most people don't know where to even begin to look for that.
Yeah. So how can you find your fee?
The best way, you got to go through your statement, the thick thing, which is another thing they might actually be charging you for, is actually sending out a statement. It's amazing the things that you're going to get a fee for that you don't realize. But yeah, looking in your plan documents, the summary, online, if you have access to it online, you can get a description of any transactions that have been charged. Usually the fee is buried in there under some wordy thing like...
Well, it should be somewhere buried in what's called the summary plan description.
See, there's the wordy thing.
So you can look for it in there. Like you mentioned, the statement, One of the things that we offer, if you want, we could do a free fee analysis for you and really help you understand what it is that
Maybe
you're
we'll
paying.
look through all that for you.
Yeah, and if you want to get in contact with us, you can head to retireonceshow.com, and there'll be a link there to schedule that conversation. So we'd be happy to walk you through just an analysis of what is it that you're actually paying. So.
You've just watched a clip from the Retire Once show. You can catch the full episode here. Thanks for joining us. Just a reminder, please subscribe wherever you're listening to this. Apple Music, Spotify, or if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe.